Okay, students, now we are in the fourth stanza. Okay, the birds around me hopped and played, their thoughts I cannot measure, but the least motion which they made is seemed a thrill of pleasure. The budding twigs spread out their fan to catch the breezy air, and I must think, do all I can, that there was a pleasure there. So again here you see the poet Wordsworth has used the nature as a tool to describe its beauty. It's all about the beauty of the nature. The small things which we avoid, they give us happiness. We don't pay much more attention to those things, but then actually they are the source of happiness. We keep on running to have more and more materialistic pleasures, but we avoid the natural happiness which we get from nature. Now he talks about the birds which are hopping and playing. They're usually the way we see birds moving in and around and enjoying uh, in a very playful manner. And the poet is also saying that their thoughts I cannot measure. Measure here means he cannot, use any kind of instrument to say how much, what is moving in their thoughts. So he wants to say that though the birds are hopping and playing, but he cannot find out what is in their thought. They're happy, they're joyous, they're playful, but then it's hard to measure it. But the least motion which they made, it seemed a thrill of pleasure. So least means the least, I think you know. Okay, less, lesser least. So the least motion, the movement which they make. So the birds, they keep on hopping and in playing, they are in continuous motion. But the moment they stop doing it, the poet is filled with a thrill of pleasure. Thrill means an excitement of pleasure. What kind of pleasure? Means the moment these birds, they stop hopping and playing, the poet has that instinct that they are up to something. Okay, they are enjoying something which the poet wants to know, and this curiosity gives them a thrill and excitement. Okay, the poet wants to quench this his quest, that why the birds have suddenly stopped moving. So children, the budding twigs is acting like a fan to catch the soothing air, the fresh air which is in and around the nature. Now, here the poet has used all the natural elements. Now, it has, portrayed, it has personified nature, who is able to, make decisions, who is able to understand what's wrong and what's right. And in same way, these budding twigs, they know that they're, they have to function like fan, so that they could, give clean and fresh air, and which is necessary for human survival. And I must think, do all I can, that there was a pleasure there. So the poet is saying that, experiencing, feeling that, that clean and fresh air makes him quite relaxed, and it gives him immense pleasure, happiness, joy, which nothing else could give him. So once again children, the fourth stanza, again the poet has trying to elaborate it with the help of the nature. Here he is using the birds. He's saying that they are hopping and playing. The movements of the bird is portrayed here. But he says that he can't measure their thoughts, what's going inside their mind. Okay. Then he talks about that when these birds they suddenly stop moving. So at that particular moment he gets a feeling of excitement, and he wants to know that why they have stopped, which kind of thought has provoked them to stop the movement. Then he talks about the twigs, the branches, the budding twigs which has flowers. The twigs which have flowers on it. And these twigs they sway in the breeze and they act like a fan, giving fresh and clean air. And these small miniature things is giving a lot of happiness to the poet. तुम क्या करना? Okay, so students, now we come to the end of the poem. We are there in the fifth stanza. If this belief from heaven be sent, if such be nature's holy plan, have I not reason to lament what man has made of man? So here, the stanza, in this particular stanza, you see how nature is trying its best to heal the injured poet. Okay, now how? I'm going to tell. Now listen first. If this belief, now what kind of belief? Belief that the nature is having, that nature and humans have to coexist together. They have to live together, and so they should respect each other. So that is the belief. So what's the belief? That nature and humans have to coexist together. They have to respect each other, and they should do all the things which should nurture both of them. It's not like, you keep on cutting trees, you keep on destroying the nature, and then you think that nature won't retaliate, give reactions. Definitely, the nature will give reactions in the form of flood, earthquake, drought, and many other things. So, this is the belief that nature and human have to coexist together. If this belief from heaven be sent, so the Almighty God has sent this belief, sent this fact that we have to stay together. If such be nature's holy plan, underlying nature's holy plan. What is nature's holy plan? Nature's holy plan is to make humans understand that if they are going to harm nature, they have to pay a price for it. Okay? And so it's the nature's plan that nature will try to heal the wounds of unhappy human beings by spreading happiness through different natural elements. That's the plan of the nature. Spreading happiness, healing the wounds of the injured, unhappy human beings. Okay? So, this is the plan of nature. Have I not reason to lament? Lament means to cry, to grieve what man has made of man. Again, at last, the poet is questioning that don't I have enough reason that I have to be sorrowful and think that what man has done to himself. Nature is trying its best. Nature is forgiving ourselves again and again, and in a way it's trying its best to to take us out of that sorrowful, melancholy environment where man is, when human beings are fighting among themselves, they're destroying the nature. Okay, and then at last he also, he's also sorrowful at the fact that what man has done to himself. He is not able to acknowledge the fact that nature is the soul of the planet Earth. You destroy nature, you will destroy yourself. And God has given you so much that you should seek happiness from it. We should not run after materialistic things. So, children, I think you have understood the poem well. The full poem is in a rhyme scheme. Okay, and if you go through the poem follows the rhyme scheme of ABAB. Okay, and here nature has been personified. Okay, nature has been treated as a human being who is able to make decisions, who is able to act, and who is able to find out ways how to take how to bring out the human beings who are all surrounded or who are among amidst the materialistic pleasures. So children, I think you have understood the poem. Okay.